everyone, welcome to Savi's Palette. My name is Savita and today I am super excited to share with you all this special recipe from my hometown of Karnataka. Akkirotti, or bread made out of rice flour with chopped onions, green chilies and cilantro, is a very popular Karnataka dish. But this variation of Akkirotti is very special and it uses hyacinth beans or Avarekal. And the season for Avarekal in Bangalore is in the month of January or so. And at that time, we use this special beans in so many different dishes in so many different ways. And one of my all-time favorite dish is this Avarekal Akkirotti. And today I want to show you all how to make this extremely tasty Avarekal Akkirotti. So let's go ahead and get started. Before I get started with mixing everything, I just wanted to show you what hyacinth beans are and what it looks like. And for the first time in my 30 years in USA here, I found fresh Avarekal, and I had this opportunity to go actually to a working farm of a friend of mine where I could go pick my own hyacinth beans. And this is how fresh hyacinth beans looks. And look how fresh and nice this is. And what I did was to take out about a cup of those hyacinth beans, and I have it already pre-cooked with some salt. And I just microwaved it for about 5 minutes and it was done. However, we don't always get fresh hyacinth beans, but I use this. You get this in Indian stores, frozen section. It's called Surti Papdi Lilwa beans. And this is equally small and tender, very tasty. It may not have the freshest taste, but it's still a very good option to use. Let's go ahead and get started with the roti. I kind of picked the most tenderest ones because it's easier to pat it in the roti. I also saved the water in which I cooked the beans. I'm going to use this water to mix the dough. And I'm going to go over the ingredients as I add them. And I'll also list the ingredients in the description. I'm going to add about 2 cups of rice flour. To this, I'll add about 1 cup of cooked hyacinth beans, 1 tablespoon of shredded ginger, 1 tablespoon of chopped green chilies, 1 tablespoon of chopped curry leaves, 2 tablespoons of cilantro chopped, 1/4 cup of fresh grated coconut, 1/4 cup of dried coconut powder or desiccated coconut. I like to add the dried coconut because it adds a really nice crunch and flavor to the roti, but you're welcome to add 1/2 cup of fresh coconut instead. A teaspoon of cumin seeds, and I have 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper here. I'm going to just roughly smash it out. So 1/2 teaspoon of roughly pounded black pepper. Add about a teaspoon of salt. Mix this all together. Give this a little quick taste to see if there's enough salt. It's perfect. Now I'm going to use my hands, and I'm going to first use the water in which I cook the hyacinth beans to mix this. And that was about a cup of water. So we'll add 1 more cup. In a regular Akkirotti, instead of the hyacinth beans, we add chopped onions. Lots of chopped onions. You could add shredded carrots, finely chopped green pepper. You can add any vegetables you want and make that into a masala roti. So this is a perfect consistency. It took about 1.5 cups of water, not completely 2 cups. When you take it up and make it into a ball, it should hold together like this. Okay, that's the consistency. So now that our dough is ready, I'm going to show you how to pat it directly on top of the pan. So I like to use this cast iron pan which I got back from India when I first came to this country. It's about 30 years old and this makes the best rotis. But you can also pat it on top of a non-stick pan. So what I do is put about a tablespoon of oil on your pan and taking your fingers, just spread it around the area in which you want to pat the roti. Take your oily hands and make a small ball and make sure the oil coats the oil. And now you put smack in the middle and just go ahead and pat it out. So you can pat it as thin as you want or as thick as you want. There. And I always like to make a hole in the center in which we're going to add some oil. So now I'm going to move this onto the stove. And we close it so it can get cooked. So we're just going to go ahead and close this. And I have it a little bit lower than the high flame here. And so it's been about 3 minutes and it's getting cooked perfectly. So if there's a little bubble, I try to break it out. And you want the edges to become nice and brown. You don't need to add any extra oil, but I just want to add a little bit in the center here. The oil you already put before works great. Now we'll open it up and let it cook open faced for another 2-3 minutes. As you can see, it's getting cooked really well. So I'm just going to turn this around so all sides get equally. This is looking really good. So let's go ahead and give this a turn. Oh, look how pretty it is. Nice and brown, and that will be very nice and crunchy. Turning it this way will roast up the hyacinth beans from the other side, and that makes each of those Avarekal taste so super tasty. All right, let's check on the other side. Oh, there are some runaways here, but no worries. Those can be just eaten up. But can you see the brown markings on the hyacinth beans on this side? That just elevates the taste to another level. So our Avarekal Akkirotti is ready to be eaten. So just going to move it into this plate. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm going to make a couple more and then give it a taste. The important thing is to cool the pan before you make the next one. So after you take out the roti, I take this pan under cold water and cool it up. And now I'm going to add olive oil. Spread it. And now we're going to go ahead and pat it. And it's ready to go. Here are the finished Avarekal Akkirotti, and this is how they should look. They are very thin, as you can see, and the back is nice and roasted. And the Avarekal on this side, see, they all have a little bit of charred mark on it. While this hyacinth bean Akkirotti is gluten-free, it is not low carb because it's completely made with rice flour. I have replaced it with half of brown rice flour to increase the nutrition value. But I don't think anything else has the same taste. Of course, you can make the same roti with ragi flour, which also I like and I make it many times. And in terms of oil, it did seem like I was adding a lot of oil for each roti. It was just about 2 teaspoons, and you do need the oil, otherwise it will become very dry to your mouth. I'm going to serve myself this piece. And these are the typical thing we eat the Avarekal roti with. This is a coconut chutney. And here is the sambar, which is made out of cucumbers. And all-time favorite thing to eat the roti with is a mixture of yogurt and chutney puri. My mom got my son into eating Akkirotti with kisan mixed fruit jam, and that's what he loves to eat it with. So I am all ready to go ahead and give it a taste. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and give this a really quick taste. I'm going to start with the chutney. It's so nice and crunchy, the brown and the hyacinth beans. The flavor is so good. And what makes this extra tasty is that half a teaspoon of crushed black pepper we add. It adds an amazing flavor to this. Let's go ahead and eat it with let's go ahead and eat it with the sambar. The sambar actually really makes it tasty because it adds that little juiciness to it. And we call it huli, and we love to eat our Akkirottis with any type of huli which is at home. But our most favorite combination is this combination of yogurt with chutney puri, and this is our all-time favorite. So good. You all have to try this. So thank you so much for watching this. I hope you get to try this. Let me know how it goes for you. Please like, share and subscribe, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye bye.